A man goes into a bar and has a couple of beers. Once he is done, the bartender tells him he owes $9. But I paid already, don't you remember, says the customer. Okay, says the bartender, if you said you paid, you did. The man then goes outside and tells the first person he sees that the bartender can't keep track of whether his customers have paid or not. The second man then rushes into the bar, orders a beer, and later pulls the same stunt. The barkeep replies, if you say you paid, I'll take your word for it. Soon the customer goes into the street, sees an old friend, and tells him how to get free drinks. The man hurries into the bar and orders a beer. Suddenly, the bartender leans over to him and says, you know, a funny thing happened here tonight. Two men were drinking beer, either paid and both claimed that they did. The next guy who tries that is going to get punched right in the nose. The final patron responds, don't bother me with your troubles. Just give me my change. A husband notices his wife's hearing is deteriorating and decides to visit her doctor for advice. I can't speak to my wife directly as she might find it offensive, given our old age, he says to the doc. There's a simple trick you can try to determine her hearing, explains the doctor. Simply ask her a question at a distance, and if she doesn't hear you, move slightly closer and ask again until she does. That night, the husband arrives home and sees his wife in the kitchen cooking. He thinks to himself, what a perfect opportunity to test her hearing. He stands in the doorway of the kitchen and promptly asks, what's for dinner, honey? No answer. He moves closer. What's for dinner, honey? Still no answer. He moves even closer. What's for dinner, honey? Still his wife doesn't answer. He now sees how serious her hearing problem is. At this point, he stood right next to his wife. What's for dinner, honey? For the fourth time we're having chicken. Down south, Bubba called his attorney and asked, is it true they ruined cigarette companies for causing people to G cancer? Yes, Bubba, sure is true, responded the lawyer. And now someone is suing them fast food restaurants for making them F and clogging their arteries with all their burgers and fries, is that true, Mr. Lawyer? Sure is, Bubba. And that lady sued McDonald's for millions when she was given that hot coffee that she ordered? Yep. And that football player sued that university when he graduated and still couldn't read? That's right, said the lawyer. But why are you asking? Well, I was thinking. What I want to know is, can I sue Budweiser for all them ugly women I slept with? I married Miss Wright. I just didn't know her first name was Always. It's not true that married men live longer than single men. It only seems longer. Losing a wife can be hard. In my case, it was almost impossible. A man was complaining to a friend, I had it all, money, a beautiful house, a big car, the love of a beautiful woman, then, pow. It was all gone. What happened? Asked the friend. My wife found out. Wife, let's go out and have some fun tonight. Husband, okay, but if you get home before I do, leave the hallway light on. How many men does it take to open a R? None. It should be opened by the time she brings it to the couch. A man rushes into his house and yells to his wife, Martha, pack up your things. I just won the California lottery. Martha replies, shall I pack for warm weather or cold? The man responds, I don't care. Just so long as you're out of the house by noon. Women will never be equal to men until they can walk down the street bald and still think they are beautiful. I haven't spoken to my wife for 18 months, I don't like to interrupt her. If your wife and a lawyer were drowning and you had to choose, would you go to lunch or to a movie? A man is incomplete until he is married. After that, he is finished. The lawyer was cross-examining a witness. Isn't it true, he bellowed, that you were given $500 to throw this case? The witness did not answer. Instead, he just stared out the window as though he hadn't heard the question. The attorney repeated himself, again getting the same reaction, no response. Finally, the judge spoke to the witness. Please answer the question. Oh, said the startled witness, I thought he was talking to you. While two families were waiting in line to see the Washington Monument, their two 5-year-old boys were getting acquainted. My name is Joshua. What's yours? Asked the first boy. Adam, replied the second. My daddy is a doctor. What does your daddy do for a living? Asked Joshua. Adam proudly replied, my daddy is a lawyer. Honest? Asked Joshua. No, just the regular kind, replied Adam. A man asked his doctor if he thought he'd live to be 100. The doctor asked the man, do you smoke or drink? No, he replied, I've never done either. Do you gamble, drive fast cars, and fool around with women? Inquired the doctor. No, I've never done any of those things either. Well then, said the doctor, what do you want to live to be 100 for? A husband and wife were golfing. When suddenly the wife asked, honey, if I died would you get married again? The husband said, no sweetie. The woman said, I'm sure you would. So the man said, okay, I would. Then the woman asked, would you let her sleep in our bed? And the man replied, yeah, I guess so. Then the wife asked, would you let her use my golf clubs? And the husband replied, no, she's left-handed. Little Johnny comes into the house for dinner after playing outside all afternoon. His parents ask him what he did today. He says that he played football and then he proposed to his friend Emily. His parents think this is really sweet and they don't want to make fun of little Johnny, so they ask him, how are you both going to pay for the expenses of being married? Well, with the £5 I get each week from you and the 50p she gets from her mom and dad, we should do okay. His father says, that's fine, but how will you pay the extra expenses if you have a baby? Little Johnny answers, well, so far, touch wood, we've been lucky. A Chinese doctor can't find a job in a hospital in the US, so he opens his own clinic and puts up a sign outside. Get treatment for $20, if not cured get back $100. An American lawyer thinks this is a great opportunity to earn $100 and goes to the clinic. Lawyer, I have lost my sense of taste. Chinese, nurse, bring medicine from box number 22 and put 3 drops in patient's mouth. Lawyer, this is kerosene. Chinese, congrats, your sense of taste is restored. Give me $20. The annoyed lawyer goes back after a few days to recover his money. Lawyer, I have lost my memory. I cannot remember anything. Chinese, nurse, bring medicine from box number 22 and put 3 drops in his mouth. Lawyer, annoyed, this is kerosene. You gave this to me last time to restore my taste. Chinese, congrats. You got your memory back. Give me $20. The fuming lawyer pays him and then comes back a week later determined to get back $100. Lawyer, my eyesight has become very weak and I can't see at all. Chinese, well, I don't have any medicine for that, so take this $100. Lawyer, staring at the note, but this is $20, not $100. Chinese, congrats, your eyesight is restored. Give me $20.